You know what? I miss you guys. I do. It's probably been about a year since I sat here and I said I'd be back. I haven't had a lot of time or enthusiasm for some reason to get in front of the camera. And today I thought it has to happen. So I'm going to give you an update on what's been going on. One thing I'll start with right now is thank you very much for those that have, over the past year, have subscribed. I hit 1,000 subscribers. So you fall into a category on YouTube where you become monetized. So you'll probably see some adverts unless you go and get YouTube Premium. I've got YouTube Premium. It's bloody fantastic. You don't have to put up with the adverts. So either do that or just skip through the ads. Actually, I got 1,000 subscribers on New Year's Day 2023, so I'm pretty impressed with that. So as far as the sheds go, you know, when you can't do anything in the shed, you buy things for the shed. So I've bought a few Makita tools there. As I mentioned in some of the posts I put up, I've been flat out with work. I started a new job close to about 10 months now, and it's just taken up all my time. I have to deal with Europe, so afternoons become nights, but I still have to be working from early-ish in the morning. In a couple of years, when you buy your BMW, if you go to make a phone call with the phone up at your head and it tells you to put it down, you can think of me. You're welcome. But enough of the excuses. What have I been up to other than that? Me and my wife and I, and my kids, were fortunate enough to be able, over this last, we've probably had it for about 6 months now, bought a block of land up around Heathcote. Yes, only about 15 minutes from HPR. So hopefully I can spend a bit more time up around there. It does have a couple of sheds on it. I'll try to fling over to some footage of the block with the and the sheds, but we have a couple of sheds and a couple of little tiny things there, and we're trying to get it to the point where we can sort of stay there, with beds and kitchen and all that kind of thing. So at the moment we're taking the caravan up, which has been great, obviously, but just leaving a caravan up there isn't the best, and dragging it backwards and forwards, 2 hours each way, is expensive with the fuel prices at the moment. So we're trying to set it up there so we can go up there and it can be a bit more of a semi-permanent house, accommodation, and so that's taken up a lot of time. We've been able to get up there, pretty much, most weekends and work on the block. Just to get in the shed, this here is my dad's old number 4 Stanley plane. And before getting into restoring this, I wanted to stuff somebody else's that I didn't learn how to plane with when I was a kid. So I've got a couple that I've cleaned up. I haven't got one. It's broken. I haven't got one that's fully restored here, but I've just been going through and cleaning up. 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. It gets me in the shed. I can see something at the end of the rainbow. You can actually see some improvement in what you're playing around with. But so I've been sort of collecting those as well, and restoring a few of those, trying to get some planes together. I've also come in and done a bit of organising with the French cleats. French cleat video here, or is it there? I don't know. Bit of organising over here with just trying to clean the joint up a bit. Again, anything that'll take 15 minutes here and there, just to get in the shed. So I'll take you on a wander. Got a Craig track and stop system. Hopefully I can put that on the bench. I've got a jointer, so I've collected a few bits and pieces to improve the workshop and the workshop experience. Still have a few modifications to make with the table saw. Need to get a bench together with the planer and or the thicknesser and the jointer, so I can plane that up a bit. The old Harley hasn't had much love with all the rain we've had, so I'm hoping I can get out at some point, give it a clean up. The SS hasn't had much love either. We haven't taken it out too often. For a large portion of the year, I had a kitchen at the back of the SS for the block, so of course we had to prepare the block to start taking it up. So it was, I couldn't use any of the cars. That's the problem with having only throughway is one car. One shed. When you fill the shed up, if it's stuffing away, you can't move it out. Okay, up in the back shed, the steelworking shed, the fabrication shop. Not much has changed. 1 tonner is still sitting there. I haven't done anything. I think since the last video, I don't think I've done it yet on the 1 tonner. I don't think I've touched it. I did get a one of those pin welding things to pull out some of the dents. Actually, they sent me 2, which was a bit weird, but maybe we'll have a giveaway. I don't know. Like and subscribe. You never know. We've got some quads for the, cheap quads for the block. This thing is the death trap. It's missing everything. So that's the wife's bike. Hopefully, kicking off this video, we start to get into a bit of shed stuff. I'm a bit over, I'm getting in the shed, but I'm just not spending as much time as I'd like to. And you know what? I miss you guys. I do. So we'll try and get some videos happening. We've got the girls still there. Probably swapped around from last time you saw it. I think I have got the Monaro out a couple of times. Actually went to a Holden Club Christmas shindig in that, so she still did a bit of a few Ks there. I've got a outboard motor the old man wants me to fix. Never worked on outboard motors before. I think it's the CDI, capacitive discharge ignition. I think that's shot. So I know I'll get into it. I've got to do that soon actually, because just needs to be done. So we'll do that. Still got the, not sure, I think I put a shorts together about that, but I've still got the Castlemaine rod shop, triangulated 4-link, still not on the car. Obviously I haven't done anything with the 1 tonner. So it's a worry. I do want to start getting the body done and the chassis done. So I keep changing my mind as to what's going in the 1 tonner, whether it's the 350 Chev out of the Monaro or whether it's a built up 308. But we'll see how we go. So that's pretty much a wrap up of what's been happening the last year. Going forward, I just need to finish stuff off. I need to continue doing the 1 tonner. I want to continue doing the 1 tonner. I've got to tidy up and clean up this shed a bit, just get a bit more organised. I've got makeshift tables for things and the type of thing, so I just need to finish that off. I have been toying with the idea of putting a false floor in this woodshed. As you may have seen, every now and again, we actually got a plumber coming tomorrow. There's when it really rains, and of course it's rained heavily over the last 6 months, we have had a shit ton of water go through this shed. So even if I wanted to do anything, it's just been getting stuffed every few weeks. Usually that happens once, maybe twice a year, and it was happening like once a week for the past month. So 6 months. So that's been annoying. you'll see some of the projects up on the block. I've got to fit out one of the sheds. As a bit of a living room and a lounge room with a kitchen in. So we've got a second-hand kitchen that'll go in there. We've got I've actually done, and I videoed a bit of it, a off-grid electric system or AC system. So that's a 5 kilowatt with a bunch of batteries and that type of thing. I also bought a digger for the block, so I was able to dig some holes and work the land. Does a great job. It's bloody hard as balls up there with the clay and the rocks and that type of thing. So I probably would have had half a dozen heart attacks by now with the amount of digging that's been done. So you'll see that. Once again, guys, thank you for your support in hitting the like button and hitting the subscribe button. It means a lot. As I said, you guys there's a lot of people still watching over the last year, and a lot of people still subscribing. Really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Costs you nothing, but means a lot. As always, love your work. Get in the shed a lot more than Damo does, and just enjoy it. Just get in. Doesn't matter whether you've got. I know I'm a bit ridiculous with the sheds I've got and that type of thing. I'm not young. I've spent a lot of time and a lot of money over the years, over many years, collecting. And you don't need new stuff. Fix old stuff. And a lot of this old stuff is better than new stuff. So, same with saws. I've got a big pile of old saws I bought there for $5 each. Those things have lasted 30 years, 40 years. They'll last another 30, 40 years just cleaned up. So, just do it. Get into it. Get in the shed.